Well, good day, everybody. It's about 2 o'clock on February 7th, Saturday. I made a video yesterday just kind of talking about my relapse and what happened, and just kind of how I was feeling. Very upset, very, very, very upset with myself. But when you start to withdraw pretty hard, that's just the way it goes. You just start to get emotional and stuff. And so I had been taking 40-ish grams a day, and then like the day before yesterday I took 12 grams, and then yesterday when I made that video I had only taken 11, and that was a very steep drop. That's like a 70% drop down in dosage. And I was basically going through cold turkey withdrawal at that point. So I ended up like asking Reddit, like, am I doing this wrong? And they're like, yeah, bro, that's a way too steep of a drop. You might as well just go cold turkey. And I'm not able to do that right now because I got a big work trip tomorrow or Monday for the whole week. Just really important meetings and stuff. I can't be dealing with that, So I ended up taking more, went up to about 17 grams. Still wasn't feeling quite right. Sorry, dog's barking. But still wasn't feeling quite right. Very anxious. My body was restless. I just like felt like I was impending doom, and I needed to get the hell out of there. But so I took more. I ended up going up to 24 grams, and I did that about 3 o'clock p.m. I think. Maybe before that. I don't remember. So once I got up to about 24 grams, I felt a lot better. I felt normal again. I was able to hold a conversation. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to do this rapid drop or anything like that. I just don't think that's going to work. I'm going to have to do this somewhat slowly. And so I got some advice on Reddit, which was nice. And everyone was saying, like, you can't drop that quickly, but you can drop probably, down to 20, 25 from 40. And so I was like, okay, well, we'll see, So I got into the evening time yesterday, and it was like I was feeling actually stinking good. I was doing like, all the house chores and everything, had energy. And then about, I want to say like 9:30, 10, I started to feel it again. Just the ickiness coming on, like, oh, I ain't gonna sleep. So I ended up taking more, and so yesterday total amount was 30 grams. So been doing about 40 to 45 for weeks. Yesterday I did 30. Maybe that's not as aggressive as it should have been, but I'm trying to just figure this out, how I'm supposed to be doing this. Because really, like, I don't exactly know, like, to the T how much I was taking. I know roughly it was about 40 to 45, but there might have been days in there where it was more. But so today I put together a schedule of times in the day that I want to dose and how much I'm going to take for each dose. And these videos aren't that interesting, I get it, but it's more, if anybody's out there tapering or just wants an accountability buddy, like, great. I make these to help people. I make them to help myself, but help me keep, stay accountable. I don't want to go up on my taper. I'm hoping to do 25 grams today, so a 5-gram drop. See how I feel tomorrow. And if I'm feeling really crappy, maybe I go to 27. I don't know. I'm really going to try to stay at 25 and then drop again from there down to 20. I really want to get to 20. I'd love to be consistently at 20 by mid to end of next week if possible. I think it's possible, but we'll see. I've never tapered before, so I don't really know what to expect. But you got to stay disciplined. I've always had trouble with that, but the reason I think maybe this time might be different is that I really hate this stuff, and I don't even want to get high on it anymore. Like, 2 months ago I was off. I was doing so good. I was doing great. I was pretty much at a pause, it felt like every day was pretty good. Still had like waves of anhedonia, but I want to be back there again really bad. And I'm prepared to go through the crap again, but I'm hoping that if I can taper down to maybe 10 grams a day, even jumping off at that point, there's still going to be suck. There's going to be suck, but hopefully it won't suck as bad as when I quit in September, because days 2 and 3 were horrible, especially day 2. Like, and I got a little taste of that yesterday. I got to the point where it was like, if it was a little bit more intense to how I was feeling about midday yesterday, about when I was making that video, I might as well be in cold turkey withdrawal. That's what it felt like. Just everything all at once. So I'm hoping that if I can get down to 10 or even less than 10 per day, which is going to be hard to do by April, but then hopefully it won't be as intense. I still expect every symptom, but maybe the overwhelming doom and anxiety and agitation will be less intense, and maybe the waves will be farther in between. I remember there was a lot of waves, like I'd have a burst of energy in the morning after not sleeping, and then like 3 o'clock I'd have this wave of just terrible feeling, just everything. And then it would like kind of come out of it later, and then once night hit, I was just sick again. So maybe if I can taper down, I can get a little bit less intense symptoms. But they say every time you quit is harder than the last. That's probably true. I mean, my body's just accumulated years of kratom use, and I relapsed again, and so this time's probably going to be harder. I don't know, but I can't give up, dude. I can't. Like, I won't give up. I'm really not looking forward to going through this again, but I put myself in this position. I've got to live with it. I've done it before. I remember how horrible it was, but I can do it again. And sometimes you have to really go through pain to learn your lesson. Maybe this time. See, the problem is like, when I'm feeling great, day 80, 3 months down the road, I forgot how bad it felt. And then you just tell yourself, well, I'm not going to let myself get to that point again. I'm just going to use it once after the gym. I'm not going to use it after that. No way will I go back to that, to doing it every day and having to go through that again. Guess what? Yes, you will. If you're like me, you'll go back to doing that in a heartbeat. So maybe this time I'll learn my lesson. At some point I hope I will. But I guess I'm just going to make videos on how I'm doing with the taper for a while until I jump off, and hopefully it's better than last time. Yeah, I really hope so, but I don't know. Like a big part of me wants to just jump off again. I really do. Like, I know how bad it would suck, but I really want to be free of this again. I just know those first 3 days are brutal, just brutal. And they go by so slow. So maybe tapering will help. I don't know. But anyways, so today I'm shooting for 25 grams. So I took 5 grams at about 9 a.m., maybe a little before. Then I just took 5 more grams at 2, and I've been feeling fine today. I don't feel amazing, but like, I don't feel like I'm really withdrawing. Then I'll take another 5 probably at like 6. So that'll be 15 grams. And then I'll probably take 10 before bed, just so I can sleep. We'll see how that goes. Adjust it as I go, I guess. I've had different people give me different advice. Some people say, take it at the same time every day, same amount of capsules, and then as you taper, you take 1 capsule away from each dose. I think that's a good way to think about it. It's easy. You don't have to think too hard about it. But, one person was like, if you're having trouble sleeping, which I kind of am, take a double dose. So save throughout the day the double dose for before bed, so you can at least sleep through the night decently. I mean, I'm going to try that. The only thing I'm a little worried about with that is when I do finally make the jump, is it going to make the nighttime suck more? It might. Your body's used to like getting a double dose at night, and now it's not. I don't know. It's gonna suck either way. You know, I get the Kratom helps people, but you know, when I was in New Zealand, it was illegal. It's illegal there. You can't get it, and that was nice. It was a nice break. I didn't even have to think about it. You know, I had cravings here and there, but it's like, what are you gonna do? Dwell on it? Because you can't get it anywhere. I almost wish I lived somewhere where it was illegal. You know, it would be nice. But yeah, I'm feeling feelings of nostalgia of being clean, and I'm just pretty desperate to get back there. So anyways, I don't know how much videos I'm gonna make. I'm gonna try to make them like regularly, but tapering videos aren't always the most fun to watch. You know, it's probably more interesting to watch me just go through absolute agony, but I'm sure that's coming one day here, a couple months. So my plan is to quit somewhere in the middle of April. That's just, schedule lines up better than next couple months are crazy. But yeah, I just really hope I can stick to this tapering plan and not go up on the dose, not screw up. Like, I always got to be dropping it down. Never go up, not even for one day, because you just throw yourself for a loop. Yeah, it's a uncharted territory for me. If anybody watches this and has advice on how to taper, like, I'm all ears. You know, kind of new at this, so I'm all ears. Yeah, anything is appreciated. I'm trying to stay positive, trying not to get down on myself too much. Gonna try to start building better habits beforehand. As you know, when I quit in September, I hadn't started any good habits. I had all bad habits, not eating right, not going to the gym, nothing like that, because I was just high all day, you know. And I think this time I'm going to try to start doing those things while I'm tapering, so that when I finally do jump, it's not as much of a shock. You know, like, I've been working out, I've been eating right, doing all the things I need to do, my body feels good, and then maybe I'll be better prepared to deal with all that stuff when that time comes. But either way, the next day of reckoning's coming, and I hope it's the last. I really do. I desperately hope that it is the last time I have to go through this. And it may not be. I mean, I said that last time I quit. I said, I'm not, no way. And I got through some really bad days in the post-acute withdrawals, you know, where it just, everything was sucking. And I still was like, there's no way I'll go back. And then I started feeling really good, and it was like, I come back to the United States where it's legal and it's accessible, and you know, I did what I said I would never do. So I hope this is the last time. Please help me, God, never do this again. I don't know, guys. I think every relapse takes something away. It just takes something out of your soul, man. It just hurts. But don't give up. I'm not giving up. Certainly, I can't give up. Like, I got too many people relying on me. Like, I gotta be better. Anyways, I'm gonna sign off. Maybe I'll see you guys in a couple days or something. But catch you later. God bless.